Alright, thanks Red Devil fans, welcome back to another video on the channel where today we have several pieces of stories for you guys. Bits and pieces of the news are related to current players and some of them are related to transfers, players who might join the club as well as the ones who might depart it. Without any further ado, let's kick things off in this video. So first things first, let's talk about the latest status of the team, and one of the most important things that has happened in the last couple of days is the fact that Man United has officially announced Bruno Fernandez as the official captain of the team. It might not be that big of a deal since we talked about the matter to you guys in another video that it's only a matter of time for the player to be announced as the new captain. I think it's well deserved for the player, but as always, I'm interested to know what you guys think. Next up, let's talk about our new signing, Andre Onana. It is now official that our new goalkeeper will be wearing number 24 kit this season. There have also been some official announcements about the player's deal. So officially speaking, Onana's deal stands for 5 years and the official price for the player was £43 million plus almost £4 million in ads-on. The number is really close to the number the sources were talking about prior to this transfer happening. In addition, what should interest you is that Manchester United trainings have started in the US, and of course you can see some of the pictures, and the fantastic thing about it is that, as it is clear in the pictures as well, Onana has also started training with the team. As things stand, it is speculated that Onana will probably make it to the match against Arsenal and will most likely at least play for one half. If you're not aware, our next big match is the friendly match against Arsenal on July 22nd. The fascinating thing about this match is the fact that we will have our first glimpse on the team that will be playing most games throughout the season, which will consist of Andre Onana, Rafael Varane, Diego Dallo, Martinez and Shaw as the back five, Casemiro, Mason Mount and Bruno Fernandez as the middle three, and Rashford, Antony, and probably Jadon Sancho as the front three. Now, should Hoijland join the team, the front three will of course see some changes, but as of now, that is the first team I believe that Ten Hag will have in mind, and I'm thrilled to potentially see the official debut of this team against Arsenal. Regardless, share your thoughts about the team in the comment section with us. Before we move on guys, please consider leaving a like on this video and also subscribe to the channel Always United if you find our content informative. Up next, let's touch on the situation of the takeover of the club. The only matter in regards to the club that has not gone smoothly throughout the summer due to the Glazers and their behavior. Yesterday, of course, Sir Dave Brailsford, who is the sports director of Ineos, the company that Sir Jim Ratcliffe owns, emphasized that Sir Jim Ratcliffe remains very keen on completing a takeover at Manchester United despite a protracted saga dragging on. Brailsford, the former head of British Cycling and Team Sky, who is now director of sport with Ineos, claims that interest remains in the Ratcliffe's camp. He has told ITV Sport, and I quote, "Obviously we have been involved and it's something that we're keen to do. It's not something we can discuss in detail. We have got to sign to NDAs, which are non-disclosure agreements, and all the rest of it. But it's an ongoing process and would very much like to do it. To be custodians of one of the biggest sporting teams, brands in the world, and trying to really support the team and go back to the success they deserve. And also the fan base. I've worked in Manchester for a long time. We saw the team become a global phenomenon. Team Sky has done the same. I know Manchester really well, so you get a sense of what the club is all about and what the fans want. If we're part of the process, we hope to do that." Now, of course, I should mention that it's not the first time that Sir Jim Ratcliffe has tried to take control of the ownership of a Premier League club. Sir Jim Ratcliffe, who already owns League One side Nice, launched a failed attempt to take control of Chelsea in 2022, with the Blues eventually falling into the hands of Todd Boehly-led consortium. Regardless, share your thoughts about the latest that has been said regarding the takeover with us in the comment section. Now, moving on, let's also touch on the situation of Anthony Elanga. It seems that the player is going to depart the club and was coming. A couple of weeks ago, we did some reports on the channel discussing how the player can fit into Dortmund, but to everyone's surprise, it now looks as though that the player is going to nurture his talents in Nottingham Forest. Multiple sources have come forward with the story, including the most reliable one, who is Fabrizio Romano. Romano also stated recently that Anthony Elanga will soon join Nottingham Forest, and the price tag for the player is rumored to be around £15 million. Speaking of transfers and incoming players, Sofian Amrabat is another player who's been linked to Manchester United all summer. And now, according to the latest rumors, all parties are in favor of this deal to happen as soon as possible, and Man United might send a bid for the player as soon as this week on Sunday. Rumor has it that Fiorentina officials are willing to let Amrabat go since the player is not focused enough, not knowing exactly what his future is. Other rumors are also suggesting that Man United will send an official opening offer for Amrabat on Sunday, since we have come into a verbal agreement with the player. Now, I myself, I'm really curious to know what you guys make of this transfer. Do you think the player can have a positive contribution to the team or not? Definitely let me know in the comment section. And finally, let's also talk about the latest updates in regards to Rasmus Hoijland. Almost every other video we're talking about the player because right now he's a top priority target for Manchester United. Sure enough, people at Atalanta know that as well, and in particular I'm talking about Gianpiero Gasperini. Recently he has expressed hopes in regards to the fee that Atalanta could receive if Rasmus Hoijland is sold to Manchester United. Not only that, but he has also indicated that the club could demand even more and suggested that the club would try to get 80 to 100 million euros as the market value changes from time to time. So he has said, and I quote, "I don't know if he is leaving. The market is unpredictable. I hope for the club to earn 80 to 100 million euros. The market value changes." Gasperini also lavished praise on Hoijland and acknowledged his immense potential, admitting that he believes that the Dane has the qualities to become one of the strongest strikers in the world. However, the coach suggested that Hoijland should spend another season with Atalanta to further develop his skills. Of course, I should reiterate that these are his personal opinions. Of course, they're not going to let their player go cheap, but the asking price Gasperini has mentioned is a bit outrageous in my humble opinion. There is of course a possibility for Manchester United to miss out on signing Atalanta's Rasmus Hoijland, as Paris Saint-Germain have also opened talks over a deal for the striker, according to Fabrizio Romano. He has reported that United could be set to miss out on Hoijland as PSG are in negotiations with the player's camp. Fabrizio Romano has also reported previously that the Denmark has already agreed personal terms with the Red Devils and that a bid is coming. And that is the very big difference between PSG and Manchester United. Whereas PSG has only had some talks with the agent and the people who are in touch with Hoijland, Man United has reached an agreement with the player himself. But one thing that is true is the unpredictability of the nature of the summer transfer window, and the moment we have new updates for you guys, you can be sure we'll cover it for you guys in a video on the channel. And that's a wrap for this video, guys. Definitely share your thoughts on all the news we talked about. Thank you so much for sticking with me until the end of this video. Consider subscribing to Always United for the latest Manchester United news, and also leave a like if you found this video informative. It can really help us with YouTube algorithm. Now, if you're interested to hear even more Manchester United news, here are 2 videos that might catch your interest. But until next time, it's been a pleasure serving you guys.